Welcome back to WCS Europe Premier League Season 3, Round of 16. It's Group B this evening, and it has absolutely flown by like you wouldn't believe. If you blinked, you've missed 4 games already. We are already in our final game, and let's just check in with the bracket to confirm the results so far. As you can see in the goal box at the top, Vortex from Spain already through to the round of 8 for the 2nd consecutive season. The first man to break the European curse. And at the bottom of the bracket, just 2 men stay alive. We've lost Baby Knight, but it's ThorZaIN or MC who will join him in the round of 8. It would be the first time ever that ThorZaIN had made it through, Apollo. But for MC, the 2nd season in a row for him. And as one of the hot favourites for this tournament, and I kind of alluded to it in the interview, he has to win this match.
Yeah, well, usually when you go into a tournament for the 2nd time, you look at your previous result and say, well, I'm going to do better. For MC, he was the 2nd place of last season, so doing better would mean he would have to win this tournament. And I really think that he's entered this league to win it. He didn't come here to finish in 2nd, to finish in the round of 16 like he could do today. So for me, looking at MC against ThorZaIN, and especially considering that the ultimate goal for every single player is BlizzCon, which is very, very close for MC, this can technically only mean a win.
Okay, ThorZaIN, on the other hand, has the advantage of having won the first matchup between these two. But we've seen this season, we're calling it doing a Stardust now. That's what we're calling it, because he's done it twice now. He did it yesterday. He lost the first set, then he came back and beat the same guy again in the 2nd set. And he did it against Cass in the round of 32, lost 2-0, won 2-0. So MC now has to do a Stardust against ThorZaIN. Can he do that, or has ThorZaIN got his number, do you think?
I really think that it's definitely possible, and I would even favor this series, like I did the first one, to MC. The thing is, the way that this usually works out is that when you get surprised by an opponent's playstyle, ThorZaIN right now isn't very active in the global scene. We don't really see him play too much. To be honest, I don't think a lot of people knew exactly how he would play today. And now MC's kind of had a bit of a taste for how he plays. So I think MC's going to come into this series and be like, well, if you are going to pull SCVs and you are going to play that style, then I know how to play against it. And MC's shown that in the past, that he does know how to play against it. So that is the disadvantage of coming into this series from ThorZaIN. The other side, the advantage, is yes, he did just beat him 2-0. And he did it not just with something gimmicky or something special. It was actually very solid. It was fundamentally solid. He didn't get supply blocked. He was building all his units. He was adding on all the structures at the right time. So there is benefits from both sides, which makes this series kind of difficult to call properly.
Yeah, it's a very interesting series as well. Do you feel, ThorZaIN said in the interview with me that he felt that MC was very passive. I think you said something in the cast as well, he's very passive. Are we going to see the same thing again, or is this going to be a different MC? I mean, we've seen aggression from the guy, and we've seen ridiculous builds all over the place. We know he's got the repertoire, but is he going to choose the right one this time?
Yeah, that's the thing, is you can look at MC and be like, yeah, he may play this, but as you know, me and Grubby mentioned it just now when we saw him play, he's really unpredictable, and it's very difficult to really know what's going on in his head because he thinks in his own way and he believes in what his choices are always the right ones. But I really think that if he was to play aggressive in this playstyle, in this game, and that's his playstyle of choice, then I think that's really, really dangerous for him. If ThorZaIN scouts, scans, SCVs, Marines, anything around the map to see it coming, it's really easy usually for a Terran player to stop it. With his tournament life on the line, would MC make a ballsy play like that? Keep in mind, in the finals last time against DuckDuck, he made that ballsy play on the last map, and it cost him his tournament. Is he going to do that now? Because if he does, and it does cost him, in the round of 16, I don't know what he'd do to himself.
No, and I think he's pretty much done as far as BlizzCon is concerned as well, in terms of getting enough points. I mean, he's right on the bubble right now, and you look at the players just behind him and you think, well, actually, there's some really good players there who look like they're going to advance through the WCS in various regions, are all going to overtake him. And we've got IEM with 750 points up for grabs as well. It's hard to see how he stays in the top 16.
Well, I mean, with the winner's interview, that was confidence. He's like, come on, go back to school, I'm going to beat you. With that confidence, it usually means passive play. But that is also something that ThorZaIN can pick up on. Because MC is going to be like, you know, I probably can beat you a lot of the times. And he does have his goal on BlizzCon. And one of those first steps is to beat ThorZaIN right here. So I really feel coming into this series, MC will play a bit more reactionary. Maybe take a page out of a player like Rain's book. Play more defensive, scout out your opponent, know what's coming, and then deal with it properly.
Okay, one final question before we go as our commentary team, because the map veto is just about ready. Predictions, Sean. Time to pick a winner.
I will go with MC, and I believe it could be 2-1, but I'm edging towards 2-0 MC.
Okay, it's time to get our game on for the final match of Group B. It's the Spoon Terran versus the Boss Toss. Time to go to our commentators for this one. Our last game of the evening. It's Kalaris and Grubby. Take it away, guys.
Thanks very much, guys. I'll come back to the caster's desk as we now have our final series of the night on the way. And it's a little bit of deja vu for us here, I think.
Is it?
It seems so, because this is the previous cast from MC and ThorZaIN. And now it's all come full circle. These two meet up against one another again. And MC, I feel he's going to take a lot away from that first series.
Yeah. I mean, he was watching the replay just now, I saw. So either he's formulating a plan how to deal with it better this time, or he's going to do something different entirely. Vortex had a very quick win against ThorZaIN.
He did.
And well, maybe it tells him something.
Maybe.
So, Whirlwind being removed by ThorZaIN, which is kind of funny, because usually that's a map that Protosses remove. Korean Terrans are very good on Whirlwind, but most European Terrans don't favor it quite as much.
Do you have a lot of success against European Terrans on the ladder, for example, on Whirlwind?
I think it's not as bad, nearly not as bad, not nearly as bad. In fact,
okay,
against
not
European
nearly as
Terrans,
bad. Nice.
As it is against Korean Terrans. So I usually go into tournaments thinking, Whirlwind's not too bad, and then I face someone like Tej, and it's like, my eyes.
Yeah, that's going to burn. That really is going to burn.
Yeah.
Well, Polar Knight gets removed by MC, Belshir Vestige by ThorZaIN, and Yonsu finally for MC. So that leaves us with a very familiar map pool.
Yeah, they played Derelict, Watcher, Echo, and Waste. And I don't know what the third map was, but I think it's the same vetoes by them. So Frost is left. Are they going to do the exact same thing? Same map order and everything? We'll see soon enough.
Yeah, they certainly could do, as they're just picking now. We'll get confirmation of that in just a little bit. But again, you know, MC is going to be looking at the previous series. He's going to be analysing that, as you rightly pointed out, from those replays. And now, probably changing things up a bit. Now, does ThorZaIN on the back foot change things up a bit himself? It's kind of a hard thing to work out, because if he does change things up and then MC randomly didn't, it's, again, mind games.
Well, it's too hard to call here. MC said he's going to send ThorZaIN onwards to school. But here's a question. Is ThorZaIN going to school and study something in academically? Or is he going to StarCraft school as a teacher, teaching people about the day he beat MC twice?
That's an interesting question, Grubby.
What kind of school is it going to be?
We'll have to find out. Hey, Frost is our first map. So a little bit of a change up here in the maps.
Picked by ThorZaIN.
It's picked by ThorZaIN, you're right.
Maybe he was like, I won 2-0 the first series, but it could have been 3-0. I didn't get to show my strats, and now I want to show it at least.
Could be. That's
wrong conclusion. I just want to show my Frost strat.
Well, here's the thing, is that Frost is a very, very big map. All 4 spawning locations are possible here, so it's no cross-force positions. And I think this is a very cool tactical choice here by ThorZaIN. Why? Because MC, chances are, he saw that first series, and it's a very similar situation to what happened in the round of 32.
What happened?
We saw MC, Stardust, and Cass in the same group. Stardust got trounced initially by Cass. MC, he was watching those games. He decided that against SCV pull tactics, he's going to use something very, very aggressive, very, very all-in, before an SCV aggressive move could even happen. Now, Frost is a cool option for me from ThorZaIN because it's a big map. It's much harder to execute an all-in strat when you're much further away from your opponent. It's a bigger macro map. So I think that's a cool choice from ThorZaIN.
Yeah, cool choice. Very cool. And I do remember the last time they played on a big map. Well, actually, I don't remember the last time they played on a big map, but I remember once they played on a big map in Tal'Darim Altar.
Oh, wow.
It was the epic decisive game between them.
Oh, yes.
In TSL.
That was cool, man. That was cool. A long time ago, but it certainly was awesome. Now
that's not true anymore. 100%.
No, it's not. He ruined my stats. ThorZaIN, you cheeky man. He ruined all of my stats, and now it's sitting at
99.9. No, it's not that big of a pool of games because it's just the WCS games.
Yeah.
But it's under 100.
It is. It's certainly under 100. I guess it's sitting around 88 or 90% now, with 7 and 1, I should say. But aside from that, we have ThorZaIN over on the right here And if he can bring the performance like he did in that previous series and bring the upset, then that would be a fantastic result from ThorZaIN, a guy that, you know, a lot of people do back. He's a fan favorite. He's a big fan favorite. But his results haven't preceded that as of late. That win against MC was his opportunity to rise back to those heights.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big day for ThorZaIN. Round of 8 would be absolutely fantastic for him.
Yes.
I didn't really expect him to see him in the round of 16, but he made it through there. Going through here, he will be the surprise story of this season 3. And there's always at least one surprise, if not more, but that will be a very, very cool storyline for him. What with his, you know, his recent shape and results, and his future, you know, plans to do it now here on the cusp of a change, a small change in his life. It would be pretty impressive for him.
I think it would be absolutely crazy if, because personally, I am anticipating big aggression from MC. If ThorZaIN just randomly said, I'm even going to beat you to the punch. I'm even going to get more aggressive before your aggression comes. You know, just thinking through that kind of mentality. Because, again, MC showed this exact same style in the round of 32 after adapting to what he'd seen from his opponent. Now, does he do this in the round of 16? I think there's a very, very high likelihood.
So really what if he goes like Nexus first, because ThorZaIN went Reaper twice, and he's like, maybe you'll change your style, you're not going to go Reaper, so I can go Nexus first, then I'm going to do the 6 gate all in?
Oh my god, wait a minute, I'm going around in circles in my head now.
Hey, how about we let the game tell us the story? What do you think, Alaris?
That sounds like a good idea, Grubby. Let's jump into game number 1, as we have, spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, our Red Protoss, representing SK Gaming, as well as Korea. Give it up for MC. Sup, Obama. And spawning up to the top right are Blue Terran, representing Evil Geniuses as well as Sweden. Give it up for ThorZaIN.
Besides being a good player, ThorZaIN is actually also an amazing caster. Did you hear his cast of Flo versus Take?
I did not hear this.
Flo's his girlfriend. She's probably cheering for him right now. Hi, Flo. Good luck to you in cheering for him. All right. Game observing by Alexandre Verrier.
Wait a minute. Did you wish Flo good luck in cheering for him?
It's a hard job to do.
Aw.
It's very nervous.
Actually, I guess you would know. In terms of Cassandra always being there for you. And so that's, yeah.
I cheer for people too. It's a very nervous thing, and you don't have any control over everything, so.
It's tense. Yeah. It's tense, very tense.
Do you see any barracks or refinery for ThorZaIN? Because
no.
then I think it's command center first.
It certainly seems that way. So, and it's even going to be on the low ground. MC is sending a probe out up to the top left, so he will scout his opponent second. And there's not really a whole lot of room for him to do much from that, to be honest.
Now, MC is going for double gas.
Ooh.
So it's like the least mineral-heavy build he could possibly do. And ThorZaIN's doing the heaviest mineral build he could possibly do, which already puts ThorZaIN on a pretty good lead. On 4-player maps like this, if you scout your opponent first and he's going command center first, you can maybe still react after a fashion. Third would be terrible. Second, still not quite timely enough to really do something. So, nice opening for ThorZaIN already. And MC, once again, with this, I don't know, questionable 2-gas opener on a map like this, he has to make something happen. He needs to do some damage.
Yeah, and it's a hard one on a map like this. And, you know, ThorZaIN picking this map initially, he went in with this game plan all along. It's going to pay off for quite a while here. The probe sees it, and MC has to be a little bit miffed at what he's currently witnessed with the, well, he didn't see the 2 barracks at the top, but he can pretty much guess that's going on. You need those 2 barracks just to have enough Marines out to deal with anything your opponent's going to throw initially.
Yeah. Now, ThorZaIN's SCV spotted the probe as they were both scouting the top left, and that's why he brought a second SCV down. And he also brought a third SCV down, and it is actually the right way to do it, because if not, you can lose like some CC production time, and you don't want to lose any of that, because that delays your orbital, and that delays the energy accumulation, and it delays your mules. So 3 SCVs down, and you saw they were all there, but the CC finished already, so it's not lost mining time. Now, MC sometimes goes for a quick Zealot, Stalker, second Stalker, Mothership Core pressure, and against someone who doesn't have a bunker, it wins outright. Now, the early bunker, I used to believe that it completely shuts down early Zealot, Stalker, Mothership Core pressure. That you'll just feel completely terrible as a Protoss. And I do feel terrible as a Protoss when I tried that.
Yeah.
But recently there was a game where MC did this. The Terran had a bunker. He just walked in and killed
He just
stuff.
walked past everything, didn't he? Yeah, I remember.
That's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not.
But he did.
But he's Boss Toss. He does whatever he wants, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But ThorZaIN, he's the presiding judge over this game. He may just say, you are not allowed to do this.
Nope,
And he's seen it. And the Zealot is chasing the SCV. So could there be any way for ThorZaIN to be more economically ahead? I don't think there is.
Exactly. I mean, for all the time that SCV bought as he was just running around in the middle and he didn't get opportunity to poke up, even then he wouldn't have really done too much with that. So MC now has to fall back on this Nexus. And again, I'm still anticipating something aggressive from this position from MC. I won't be surprised if we saw maybe, you know, a heavy gateway placed down.
I don't think so. Not with this amount of gas that he has. He's going into the 400 gas region again.
So it looks very similar to
the worker count is in favor of ThorZaIN. He's 1 to 2 SCVs ahead. And he's got mules too.
That's good for him. Oh, okay, so he takes the complete different route. He goes, well, I have two options. I can either play out, well, actually he has three options. Let's go over the three.
Okay.
One was mega aggression. The second was play out the game in the same way he did the previous series and just die. Or the third one is super economic focus. With ThorZaIN, I mean, yes, he has barracks down pretty early to pump out a lot of units, and there might be an opportunity for him to try and pressure that if he spots it. But MC, if he gets this going, that's a lot of economy he's going to have.
Yes, it is. And it is kind of a funny location of the Nexus. It's not in the obvious place. ThorZaIN is not guilty of scouting overly much right now. If we take a look at his vision, definitely anyone who's trying to accuse him of scouting too much would be...
incorrect.
It would be quite incorrect to the point of silliness. Yeah, so the way you follow this up, lots of gates or also tech a lot. If you also tech a lot and you get a bunch of probes, it's just like, if you don't attack me, I'll be miles and miles ahead. ThorZaIN, very impeccable with his timings, getting +1 at Stim in an early factory. And it really depends on how early he sees this. He didn't go for a third orbital, and he's actually adding 2 extra barracks. So ThorZaIN is going completely to the 2-base type of play.
Yep.
Maybe second starport eventually, and he's gonna probably do like an SCV pool again.
And all of this just got spotted completely in its entirety. He spots the extra barracks, didn't spot the engineering bay at the very back, I don't think. But aside from that, you know, he knows it's probably down. He knows those upgrades are on the way. A lot of extra gateways coming here for MC to try and hold off these things. 8 in total.
Yeah,
so
look at this, 4 more sentries, going up to 9. This is kind of Wings of Liberty-esque. Just making gateways, probes, and sentries. You go to the Terran base, and you try to either break them or buy time so that the fight is concentrated in one place, which is the Terran natural, rather than, hello, I'm dropping you in every 3 of your nexi. Now, I don't know where it's going to go. What do you think?
This could be very clever because, you know, from what we were saying before, you know, saying MC, you know, he probably wants to go for the aggression in this series after seeing what happened in the first one. And he's kind of making it look that way. The third Nexus has still not been spotted. And he thinks it's full-on aggression, but behind this, MC has a little bit of economy, but he's still going to have a lot of power behind this fight, nevertheless.
Yeah.
A lot of power.
Very basic army from MC, no upgrades, no tech, but it's a massive amount of force fields. Now, ThorZaIN, thanks, good guy factory, got warned to the fact and is now trying to get ready for this. MC's force fields are really good, and I don't know what's going to happen.
The factory sacrifice was certainly not in vain, but you're right, that's a lot of space control that these sentries have, so ThorZaIN has to be so careful about how he positions himself. And the choke, just in general, on this map is not all that big, so you don't need that many force fields to fully cut this off. Time warp as well as force fields go down, and this is the aggression that we were expecting from MC in the end. Killing off the first bunker, the second one's going to go down very fast. These force fields, the bio can't really do that much at this point.
Yeah, a lot of SCVs have gone down already. 11. MC is killing all the bunkers, but he's kind of out of energy now. He's got maybe 2-3 more force fields left. And Stim is ready. SCVs are coming. Double time warp heavy use. There cannot be any recall.
Stim as well as Medivacs being there makes it so much harder for MC to break through, and it's not working. ThorZaIN, with the reinforcing Medivacs as well, is absolutely shutting this down.
Oh my god.
Wow, ThorZaIN pushing on through.
Concussive Shells is ready. He can keep stimming and following the Stalkers. One more Stalker is going down. Second Stalker is falling. army value double for ThorZaIN. Will he capitalize on this? He lost a lot of SCVs. He cannot go late game anymore. If he's passive for the next few minutes, he will lose. For a certainty, he has to do something. He has a lot of medivacs. He can definitely be aggressive.
This is the window. This is that window where ThorZaIN now is an advantage over MC because MC does not have tech. He has to spread his units out so thinly across all these 3 bases. It's going to be really hard to shut it down if ThorZaIN takes the opportunity. And crazily enough, when we were seeing Cass versus MC, I believe it was Cass versus MC, or it was Happy yesterday who just didn't take the initiative in trying to do some damage when he had the window to. So can ThorZaIN now bring the power to MC?
But Happy only had 1 medivac, and ThorZaIN has 8 medivacs. Here we come with the bio. There's no photon overcharge. Only 2 force fields. He can pick up the units and go behind. Stalkers are trying to focus down the medivacs, but none have gone down yet.
It's too much. It's just too much. GG, well played. ThorZaIN doesn't stay back. He knows when to hit, and he hits hard.
Very well played there. I got a little bit of goosebumps there.
Oh, a little bit of goosebumps.
Very well played. The factory was in front of his bio, so he didn't get caught off guard. That's the way to lose a game like that. His medivacs were following his bio. They weren't with the bio yet. Went back. Some nice set of force fields and time warps, but ThorZaIN didn't sustain critical damage.
Yeah, the aggression was there. It was evident. It was a little bit different to what we would have normally seen with the 3rd Nexus going down, kind of alluding to a bit more of a macro focus. But fully enough, I can remember times where in the European scene, people like Adele Scott would just throw down a 3rd Nexus and then just go mass gateway units and try and break their opponent. It was not to be, though, there in that game. It was not to be. And now SKMC is not only 1 game away from being eliminated here in Premier League, not only 1 game away from not going to the round of 8, but potentially 1 game away from not going to BlizzCon. That is huge here for MC. Absolutely massive.
Of course, he could potentially go to the open bracket in New York if he's going there and get some points there.
He would have to.
It'll be tough.
He would absolutely have to, I feel.
Yeah.
Because it's sitting at a 15th place in that top 16 ranking currently. You are not safe. People are going to accrue a lot of points throughout the season.
Maybe ThorZaIN will overtake him.
Maybe ThorZaIN will if he is able to do well here and then even move on to the season finals and get some points there as well.
But being ahead 1-0 doesn't mean anything if you're not going to play good anymore the rest of the series. Will ThorZaIN keep his cool and finish the series as he has started it and as he has done the previous series? Will ThorZaIN will MC send ThorZaIN back to school, or will ThorZaIN send MC back to Korea?
We'll have to see. It's all down to the wire here in game number 2, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner, a man that has to fight for his life in Premier League, in WCS in general, in the red, representing SK Gaming and Korea. Give it up for MC. And down to the bottom left, 1 game up. In the blue, representing evil geniuses as well as Sweden. Give it up for ThorZaIN.
Now we've seen 2 games in the first series where ThorZaIN did the first attack and just rolled over MC. Now we've seen a game where MC did the first attack, ThorZaIN held pretty comfortably, I should say, and then rolled over MC. What's going to happen next? Who's going to do the first attack? I'd like to say, I'll go with your gut, saying that maybe it'll be MC again, but perhaps a different nature of attack.
A different one, yeah. I think maybe on the 2 base, something from there. A 3rd Nexus was a little strange. It didn't really work out. So maybe MC goes back onto his crisp timings that we've seen a lot in the past, that have won him championships. Not only just seen a lot in the past, they've won him a lot of money. Go back to that for MC, try and break ThorZaIN, because ThorZaIN's macro, if you let him just go and get his 3rd base and pull those SCVs, I don't think MC wants any of that, any of it at all.
Now, a lot of the 1-base aggressive options are already being shut down purely by the fact that MC is scouting, which costs a lot of money. And he's also making 2 gases. So he's not doing something like 1 gas, 4 gate all in or whatever, or 1 gas expand and very quickly get a lot of minerals and make gates. So MC is showing a little bit of inflexibility here. Or, conversely, he's showing confidence in his own style despite all the things that happen. Sometimes you can't get in a player's mind. They'll be thinking, I know why I lost game 1, 2, 3. They were stupid mistakes, and I won't make them again. Let's see.
Let's see. ThorZaIN's been playing well against MC here so far. And MC, he has a lot of confidence. He has a lot of confidence, so that could be coming into it in terms of him being happy with his build. And, well, for now, Marine is on the way. MC, though, ThorZaIN even, with the particular gas timing, could go for delayed Reaper later on to try and jump in and see what's going on, but it's harder on a map like Derelict Watcher, so that does go in favor of MC somewhat.
Yes, that's true. Okay,
That looks
we've
like
got
a Stargate placement.
I think ThorZaIN is doing a little bit of a strange build here.
It's not a Stargate placement, sorry.
No, we're both looking at another player.
Yeah.
And please, tell me what you've seen.
Well, it is indeed that Twilight Council, so MC is already changing things up here. Now, what do you suspect this is for here, Grubby?
The place he built it is fragile from shooting from the low ground. So he's not just getting it as a normal, let's make a Twilight because it's a normal time to.
Yeah.
It could be Blink, it could be DTs. The map, I mean, he's not making a Robo, so DTs isn't as likely. I'm thinking Blink, and he's also not getting a Nexus yet. It could be a one-base Blink all-in?
Yeah, it could be. And it's looking like it is so far. And that SCV, I'm pretty sure he spotted the walls on Nexus.
I don't think he...
That was...
I don't think it was close enough. I could be wrong, but maybe. It's really on the fence here.
It's on the edge. It's on the edge. And the interesting, just to point out to you guys that what Grubby was talking about previously is because in Heart of the Swarm that the Dark Shrine is so cheap now, it's a little bit harder to know initially if it's going to be a Blink all-in or Dark Templars.
Same cost, Blink and DT.
Exactly. So now MC here going for extra 3 gateways. We know exactly what he's up to, but ThorZaIN needs to find this out. He needs to have bunkers at the front. He needs to have bunkers even on the high ground sometimes to deal with this.
Yeah.
Thankfully for ThorZaIN, his buildings are all really far back.
Yeah.
One of the objectives of a Blink all-in here is to like snipe out, you know, a tech lab that's researching STIM.
Exactly.
But it's so far away.
Exactly. Now, for a build like this, Stimpak is not the priority. Stimpak usually starts at 6 minutes or so. He hasn't got Stimpak started yet, and he doesn't have the gas yet because he's doing something different entirely. A little bit of a unique BO. We can maybe look back at it later and see exactly what was unique about it. But basically, ThorZaIN has got a really quick expansion while also having really quick Widowmine and Medivac. Widowmines can be good against Stalkers, but I don't know.
This is very innovation style, like just the 2 barracks from what we're seeing here. So that's pretty cool here from ThorZaIN to actually kind of check that out. But Blink is just about to finish, and he really doesn't have... ThorZaIN doesn't have that many units at all. That one Widowmine is very useful. Oh, but he just borrows in time, just barely there to keep that away. That's going to zone out those Stalkers at the very bottom. But now he's reached that location where he's killing those add-ons. SCVs come off the line with the Marines as well. Time Warp to deny that.
Uh-oh, 5 Marines dying for free here.
Oh, that's really bad for ThorZaIN. Really, really bad. A Blink on kills off the Tech Lab with Stim. Oh, very closely kills that off.
And still forced to walk through the Time Warp because he doesn't want to yield complete control of the base away. Wow, that's a big kill. Mothership Core going down. Only the front door can be used now so long as there are no Stalkers on the high ground, but they currently still are. One Widowmine exploding, dodging the second Widowmine.
Very, very nicely done there by MC. His control is meticulous in these situations, and he's doing it very, very neatly. But as you rightly said, if ThorZaIN were to push him off this high ground somehow, he absolutely needs to keep high ground vision.
Wow. He picked up the Marauder and he dodged 2 Stalker shots, but...
That's so many Stalkers. MC with so much power moving on. He's trying to soak the Widowmine shots, and there you go again. Constant utilization of that Blink to negate any kind of damage he can. And now ThorZaIN is plummeting in supply.
Widowmine, double-edged sword. They killed all 4 of his own SCVs there and 1 Stalker.
Oh, the confidence, the Blink forwards, the killing off of the remaining units. GG, MC ties the series up. He's not going down without a fight.
I bet that felt good for MC.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
He's played a lot of longer games with doubtful results, and now he just said, I'm going for a 1-base Blink. Took a look at ThorZaIN's vision. He was completely busy with his own ideas and tactics. He didn't know if there's an expansion. He didn't see the extra 3 gateways or the Twilight Council, and he wasn't scouting. So... kind of a lack of scouting there, getting a little bit too comfortable with the way things are going, or just too occupied with his own aggression. Oftentimes, you're most fragile to aggression if you're just thinking about your own plan. He's like, I'm going to do a Widowmine drop, and then I'm going to go into this, and suddenly he didn't know until the Stalkers were in his base.
Yeah. And I think that in this series now, for ThorZaIN and for a lot of people out there, as we've already been telling, the fears of ThorZaIN, or the fears that could have been coming from ThorZaIN, have been realized. MC is now being very aggressive. We go into game number 3. Is MC going to give up aggression on Akelon Ways? Actually, it's not too bad a map to give up aggression on it. If you do establish a third base, as is quite easy on this map, then there are opportunities to hold off that SCV all-in. We've seen it a few times on this map specifically. But I still don't think that MC gives up this aggression. I think he does something again to try and kill his opponent off because he doesn't want to go into the later game.
What do you think about another one-base blink all-in?
It looked really strong there, didn't it? It looked really strong. He could do it.
It's not that ThorZaIN didn't know how to counter it. He just didn't know it was coming. We don't know if he knows how to counter it. Once the Stalkers were there was nothing else he could do if MC didn't mess up horribly.
He has to be more diligent about his scouting out of these things. He has to say, you've been aggressive for this amount of time. I now need to know exactly what you are up to in these earlier stages. Otherwise, I am going to go out of Premier League. That is not what ThorZaIN wants. He looked so good at the start of today, and now is up against the wall against this man, spawning up to the top left-hand corner as our Red Protoss, representing SK Gaming as well as Korea. Give it up for MC. And down to the bottom right, our blue Terran, representing evil geniuses as well as Sweden. Ladies and gents, give it up for ThorZaIN.
So there's 3 ways this can go.
There is?
There's more, but I'll just simplify it.
Okay.
We're going to get a quick all-in by MC, and it's going to work or not.
Yes.
We'll see a similar game to game 1 and 2, where they both build their own stuff. ThorZaIN attacks and wins.
Yes.
Or we're going to get a 1 hour 20 game.
Ooh. I want the 1 hour 20 game.
Like, bases everywhere, where, like, because it's the final game.
The final game.
It could be that neither of them wishes to engage in a situation where...
It's too risky.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Last game, overly safe by both. So let's see. Reaper Scout coming out for ThorZaIN. First and second game they played, he did a Reaper Scout. In one game, even double Reaper. Third game, you don't make a Reaper Scout because you got Command Center first. So that's understandable. But the fourth game, he didn't do Command Center first. And he didn't do a Reaper Scout because his build was particularly adjusted to have like very quick Widowmine and Medevac. And really, that's risky. You don't get the scouting info, and he only had 2 barracks. So even if he saw, oh, you're going for Blink, and had a minute to prepare, he would still only be able to make the units that he's able to make from 2 barracks. Now he's getting a Reaper again, so he's able to play a little bit more reactive in case of something strange going on.
And it's so important here for him not to lose that Reaper early on. Losing that gives MC a lot more freedom in what he would like to do, as it be maybe, you know, just actually going for some balls to the wall aggression again, or anything he would like. It also relinquishes a lot of map presence there for ThorZaIN as well. So absolutely, this Reaper cannot die early.
Very important that you point that out, because sometimes when the Reaper is lost, Galaris, it will define the game. Protoss will just be like, well, you lost it, now I'm going to throw up a Nexus, like one more. Or now I'm just going to make this tech right now, which normally has a risk of getting scouted.
And you won't see it for ages.
Yeah.
You may just die before you even see it.
Yeah. And a lot of people may wonder, why don't you just send another Reaper or an SCV or whatever? Why don't you scout again? But everything has a cost in StarCraft, including scouting. Nothing is for free.
And
except the weather.
Except the weather, my friend.
Oh,
that was close. Okay, so speaking of scouting, there's something down to the south here that needs to be scouted. Needs to be scouted.
And ThorZaIN, I mean, ThorZaIN doesn't have any data that this is something that MC might like to do. He used to do it a lot.
Yes, he did.
Wasn't it one of the first HOTS championships?
MLG.
MLG.
Yeah. That he was using it a lot.
Yeah, first post-release. He was doing this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And not just one Oracle, neither.
Oh, he slips in and sees...
Not
a whole lot.
Did he pass by the natural? I guess he did.
I think he must have done, but at the same time, where are you going? Oh, okay. Ooh, that was a little bit closer, but he's going to jump in and see the lack of a Nexus still.
Okay, and then once he sees that, he'll either go into the main base or he'll check proxy locations. Now the Oracle's just started. Where are you gonna go, Little Reaper? Where are you gonna go?
Where are you going? Who's going into the base?
Now with the absence of everything and no production from the gate,
Yeah.
could it be anything else than a Stargate?
I don't think so. There's very little options.
Little Reaper.
He needs to see more. Does he see those gateways at the back?
Not yet.
No, he sees one.
4 gates.
Oh, there we go.
4 gateways at this time. It's an Oracle 4-gate all-in.
Yes, most
ThorZaIN,
definitely.
What are you gonna do? How are you set up?
Show us the way, ThorZaIN. Show us the way. Bunkers all at the front.
Not bad, I guess, because there's no pylon in the main, so there'll still be a lot of attack from the front, but what about the back?
He might end up losing a few SCVs. Has to run away, and actually reaction times for ThorZaIN were
Not
very
bad.
good.
Yeah.
So he has to now try and bring the Marines back. They're going to engage. The Oracle actually didn't really get too good of an engagement against those Marines. He could have killed a few, but because he was still firing at an SCV whilst the Marines were hitting, didn't get that the best one.
Yeah, because normally an Oracle kills 5 Marines, just barely.
Pretty well, yeah.
And now they're coming in again.
Oh.
This one is going to do the job.
He's trying to kill off as many Marines as he can do because he knows his follow-up of Gateway Aggression could do a lot of damage if he kills off enough units. But he actually retreats back to the SCV line here. It's been left vulnerable. ThorZaIN's being stretched every way. And the Void Rays are going to follow this up to bust down those bunkers.
Yeah, MC is really good at this type of strat. Look at the units lost tab. 1 probe loss. 668 for ThorZaIN. He's getting an NG Bay. He's making turrets. And the turret is currently being made in his mineral line.
Scan went down. He now knows that there's no natural there. He's pulling SCVs from the main as well to try and buffer a lot of what's going on. Breaking down this location is a good idea, but bunkers have already started for ThorZaIN. He needs time to get those bunkers up, and he's not activated the charge because he knows he has to save it for this, but he could have killed the rocks a little bit quicker.
Yeah. But then the bunkers will be tough. Now, keep in mind, this is an attack without sentries. Sans sentry. And there's 5 bunkers. So he can turn on prismatic alignment, kill 1 or 2 bunkers, and then ThorZaIN, if he's smart, he just moves to the back bunkers. I see ThorZaIN holding this. There's a Widow Mine also.
That's so much defense here from ThorZaIN. He's set up so well.
MC's going to go to the main, and he's going to snipe Marines. He wants there to be not any reinforcements. 2 Void Rays, 2 Oracles will pull ThorZaIN out of position. But there's a turret there, so the production line is being attacked. But good thing for ThorZaIN, wow, this is so good now only I realize, they're very close to the ramp.
Yeah, very close.
Imagine if the barracks and factory were next to the command center.
It would be a catastrophe.
Catastrophe, indeed.
He's going to start focusing down on the supply depot, and this is like compensate. This is all he can actually get here right now.
MC was waiting for this time warp.
He's going to get 1 Marine and then a supply depot, but he supply blocks his opponent, which isn't too bad. But he supply blocked himself, and he has been for quite a while. He's not been reinforcing. His minerals are banking up as well.
ThorZaIN needs to move his Marines back. He's going half through the time warp and half the other. They're doing a race, and the time warpers are going to lose.
This air army is getting itself in a bit of an odd position. Has to be careful.
That was the new supply depot for ThorZaIN. It's been cancelled now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have enough money to start another one. That one died.
And again, still the money quite high for MC because he's still been supply blocked. Only now just getting out of that, but his army supply is still very, very high.
There we go. 1 pylon finished. He cancelled his Void Rays, making 4 Stalkers. Again, supply block by ThorZaIN. MC is doing this really well. There's bunkers, but it looks like ThorZaIN, he's not mining that much right now.
No.
He's mining a little bit in his main and not too much at the natural.
Still a supply block for both
Stimpack
players.
finished.
Ooh.
That's big, Kalaris.
That is big. That's very big. He's trying to keep combat shields alive as well because off the back of this, he has 24 Marines. Each one of those having 10 extra HP is crucial. Every little bit of HP is crucial here for holding this off.
Yeah, it definitely is. In the meantime, big arms race. I'd like to see ThorZaIN just poking in, see how much ground there really is.
Like with 1 SCV, just at least.
Just 1 SCV, 1 Marine, something. But let's see, there's 2 Widow Mines. A prolonged attack will not go well for MC.
Army supplies, 58 to 32. That's massive in favor of MC. But the bunkers, there's so many bunkers. He can't... How can he realistically breach that?
I don't know where this is going to go, Kalaris. I've never quite seen a game like this. Not even a little bit close to this.
It's weird. It's really strange. And look at this. ThorZaIN is still keeping an eye on his opponent's natural. So he knows how long this is going on for. He does not know about his Twilight Council. I think for MC, this is going to be for Blink. So he can try and blink into the main with a lot of his Stalkers and negate the positioning here of these bunkers.
Yeah, because at this rate, ThorZaIN, he isn't really headed for anything. He's headed for survival. He's making a few more SCVs, and that definitely helps. But he's still on 1 gas. He can't really go... Oh my god, that's a cooldown supply depot. Oh no.
Oh, that's painful. MC is making all the right moves given the odd situation that we're currently in, I feel.
Okay, there he did it. SCV spotted it and saw 15 stalkers. That's good. And now MC is getting blink. I mean, that's good for ThorZaIN that he did that.
This is
ThorZaIN
such an odd situation.
Block. Now the starport comes. And +1 attack is about to be finished soon, before blink finish. That helps a lot.
That's good, especially with Marines with Stim. They're going to pack a big, big punch off the back of that. But he I feel he has to be preparing in his mate. Obviously, he doesn't know about the Twilight Council. He doesn't know about blink. So how can he read into this? How can he read into I was about to call you Apollo, sorry. How does he read into this?
Well, there's a unit, there's an SCV at the natural, so he knows it's one base. He's seen gratuitous amounts of stalkers, more stalkers than your body has room for, and that might tip him off. Medivac is the unit of choice from the starport, not the Vikings. This is a lot of stalkers, man. What kind of strategy is this? It's madness. 24 stalkers. He's gonna blink into the base. Is there still a time warp on the mothership core? There are 2 time warps. This will be so hard for ThorZaIN to micro. Stim and +1 is done. There's a medivac done.
He could use. He has the
vision.
He has every tool necessary to do a lot of damage. He's going to load these Marines.
The Marines come and then blink in.
Oh, he could go for it. He's going to kill off so many Marines. He has to send Zealots at the front as well. And the MC is doing a lot of damage. And now, how do you engage this with these Marines? He has to bring the SCVs. He absolutely has to.
Oh my god, he definitely has to bring the SCVs, but the time warps, they need to run out. They're in a very nasty location. Stim goes on, 1 Oracle goes down, 2nd Oracle goes down. The Marines are following, Mothership Core goes down, the Void Rays are being attacked. Where is this going? It looks very good for MC. There's a lot of Stalkers, but Marines trade very well.
It's 25 Stalkers to 24 Marines, and the Stalkers, they're going to win out in the end. They have the longevity. MC is taking a massive supply lead. The Marines, they tried to stim forwards. They shut down a lot of those Stalkers, but now the front is left vulnerable. MC is going to be able to power forwards. He knows he's soaked up all the Widow Mines as well with Zealots.
Oh my god. There's no vision right now, so it's a frontal attack. Marines are here. They need to get in the bunkers, but there isn't that many Marines.
Oh, blink back out of those Widow Mines. They're still important because, again, he has no vision of those either. He doesn't have the detection. 7 harvested to 24. MC is in prime position now to keep this through.
And he can set them off with blink. There's another Oracle coming to spot for them as well.
Where is he going? Oh, he's going around
from the other side. What if he just blinks into the natural?
This is brilliant. He's crossing the T. He's negating the damage and the presence of these bunkers at the side and just going to walk straight on in, killing 1 bunker off and laying waste to this natural position. GG, well played. MC is able to take the victory 2-1. What a recovery. What a weird series.
Solidifies thereby his ranking points for BlizzCon.
Oh,
what a weird game. What a hard game to learn from for ThorZaIN. How do you learn from that? Have you ever seen anything like this?
I have not seen that kind of prolonged camping outside of a base, but we have to give it to MC. What decision making?
Yeah.
What decision making to say, okay, I can't exactly break the front. There's so many bunkers there. Commit more to air. Eventually follow it with blink. Really start exploiting that over and over. The supply blocks constantly killing off supply depots. What decision, man. And here are the final moments of that game.
Yeah, I mean, he's even dodging the Widow Mines. He could have set them off, but he didn't need to. And there was only 7 SCVs left for ThorZaIN. Kind of disappointing. I feel like ThorZaIN can still be happy with the way he played.
Oh, yes.
He played solid. He understood the game well, but like, how do you prepare for something like that? MC. He's like, I got 1 more trick in there.
there's a lot of them. They've all fallen out, but there's just that 1 left.
15-minute blink after double Void Ray, double Oracle harass. Killing supply depots, Marines, killing a barracks.
Only MC.
Only MC. We're glad to have him in the scene.
Yep.
He's going to move on to the round of 8. Joined by great company in Targa and... help me out here. Vortex.
Targa, Vortex, and yesterday, finally, we had Stardust advancing on as well.
All right. So let's hear what he has to say about it.
Yeah, let's send it over to Red Eye with the interview with the victor. Moving on to the round of 8, Mr. SKMC.
Thank you, guys. Yes, MC did it the hard way this evening. After coming back, that was a bit nervous there because it looked like maybe you were going out, and if you went out, that's it. That's game over for 2013 and BlizzCon. But you've managed to pull it back. How did you do it?
I didn't go BlizzCon 2011 and 2012, my first time BlizzCon. So I really want to go BlizzCon, so I must win. I got it.
You did get it. You see, normally you have a lot of fun with us. We have some fun interviews, and you're always laughing and smiling and joking. But I know how much you want to win. But you genuinely seem relieved right now.
Sorry?
You seem relieved. You seem, you know, whew. You sort of thanks for winning.
I thought ThorZaIN is not hard for me, but I played him today. He is really strong, so I thought, oh, I can't beat him in macro game, so I just go all in.
So you decided to use the Stardust element, maybe a bit of cheese.
Hey, I'm world of best cheeser. He's noob.
You're the world's best cheeser.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so I forgot to ask you, because I was going to talk to you about it in the Baby Night game, but you did some bad scouting in that game, didn't you?
yeah, I'm really I'm really surprised because
That looked like it was me scouting.
no, just Baby Night SimCity is very well.
Okay.
His SimCity is very well, just not my bad. Yeah.
All right. So well done, congratulations. You are through to the quarterfinal again. I heard you say earlier you wanna play Targa now.
Of course, he's really easy, and
It's okay. I'll just set you up and you can, you know.
just kidding. He and me really close friend, and when I tell him, I say to him Santa Claus. He looks like Santa Claus, really big guy, and so much this.
Beard.
Yeah, beard, so much. So he looks like Santa Claus.
Okay.
So
I think the problem is he's not going to give you any presents, but good luck anyway. MC is safely through to the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen, after having an absolutely monster game against a very unfortunate Evil Genius's ThorZaIN, who's also put up a fantastic fight tonight. Not so much from Baby Night, though. He also drops out of Group B in the Premier League, but this man is moving on. That's almost it from WCS Europe tonight, but we do have a bit of a wrap-up with our three commentators. So, guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Red Eye. I'm here with my handsome set of casters. What a day! What a day two. First of all, Clarice, looking back on day two, what was the thing that really stuck out the most for you today?
That's actually a good question, because there were a lot of good games today. I want to commend ThorZaIN for his great performance in the first series against MC. I think that his solid understanding of those first couple of games was really nice. But at the same time, Vortex's commanding performance of the day as well, that was pretty awesome.
Anything stick out for you that really says, wow, that was day two of WCS, something for me to remember?
Yeah, I think the most remarkable thing is, it's always easy to follow the underdog and the back and forth swashbuckling, but I think the most remarkable thing here is really that Vortex took it 4-0 and it didn't even look hard. He didn't break a sweat. So he has yet to be challenged by someone of his own level. That's what it feels like to me. Of course, ThorZaIN is the surprise story and MC is like the comeback kid today, but Vortex didn't even get challenged. Who's going to stop him on round of 8, if anyone?
Yeah, that's right. Let's take a look at the brackets of today, just to go over the results in the order that they happened here. So, of course, we started up with Vortex versus Baby Night, and that was, as you said, Grubby, Vortex taking that quite easily, and then through ThorZaIN as well. Very fast. That was like a 5-minute best of 3 or something against ThorZaIN. Then we had the ThorZaIN versus MC game. Wow. Taking it 2-0. Nobody really expected that to happen, but he made it.
Yeah, he did. And it was two fairly similar games. And after game 3, where ThorZaIN did start to make a different build order, the command center, it still ended up pretty much the same way. One hammer whack, and MC was down in the hole again.
Yeah.
But game 4 and 5, MC just did a tech plus 4 gate, 1 base all in each game. And ThorZaIN apparently had a weakness against this.
Yeah, it's not really something we see with MC going down to the low bracket in the first game of the day and then having to fight his way through the losers match and then the finals match. Do you think that MC you know, did show a little bit of weakness, but is he still a contender for the throne of the Europe Premier League, do you think?
I would say so. Any Terran he's going to run up against, for example, if MMA comes along and challenges him, who arguably is one of the favorites of the entire tournament as of late, you know, he's going to look at those series and then try and adapt throughout them. Because we're getting into the realms of best of fives now, which gives them a lot more freedom to feel out their opponent in a first 1 or 2 games and then try and adapt from that point on. And MC, he's shown today he can adapt and adapt very strongly.
Yeah, MMA and 4GG definitely favorites. They're not actually through yet, but of course, they'll be favorites to make it through. But let's take a look at tomorrow's games, guys, because of course we have another group coming to you straight away, 4 days in a row. This is Group C. And of course, there's one name that shines out above the rest for me, and I'm not sure you guys feel the same. 4GG in there, of course there is Showtime, Genius, and then Nurcho. Grubby, what do you think about day 3 right there?
Well, I actually think this is the strongest group of the whole tournament when I saw it. 4GG, whenever he comes back from Korea, he's pretty strong. He flexes his muscles. And whenever he's been in Europe for a while, he's still very strong, but not unbeatable. I feel like he's still got that Korea glow a little bit. And I actually have him pegged secretly, and now not so secretly anymore, as perhaps a tournament favorite. I think he's probably going to win. But, well, having said that, we'll see how it's going to go tomorrow. But I think 4GG is the strongest there. And I think the whole group is very strong. Showtime beat MVP. Genius beat me. No, I'm just kidding. Genius has a way to win games. Yeah. Like in GSTL, he's had good results recently. And then you've got Nurcho, who, when he feels like it, is actually a really good player. And he understands the game really well.
Do you think, like, Genius, of course, coming into this, hasn't really been active in the scene for a long time, at the really high level. Do you think that he has what it takes to go the distance to the round of 8, to the semifinals, to the finals?
I think so. There's these Genius, these Protoss players from Korea that have a hard time actually performing in the round of 32. Yeah. But then once they get here, Duck's a shining example of this in Season 2. You know, they can do really, really well. Some may not think so, but aside from that, it's all good.
Well, of course, the other 2 players, Nurcho and Showtime, 2 dangerous players there that can really cause anything within that group. You think Nurcho, is he back? Can he really put a good performance in tomorrow, do you think? Because a lot of people are really hoping he can.
I think he can. I think he's probably about as strong as Vortex right now, even if their styles are a little bit different. And he's going up first against Genius. I see Nurcho as the devastating favorite in that series. And yeah, I think he's going to win that one, and then I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, well, thank you very much, guys. I enjoyed today. I'm sure you guys did as well. Now it's time to pass it over to Red Eye to close the night.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, our 3 commentators, Grubby, Apollo, and Kalaris. And also, we should also mention we've had some fantastic observing from the last couple of days as well. Don't forget about the man in the box upstairs, of course, our observer, Funker. Good job, buddy. Really nice this week. And that's about it. That wraps up Group B of 4 groups this week in the round of 16. We've already seen 4 fantastic players make their way through to the quarterfinals. Just 4 more spots to go for Thursday and Friday. Make sure you join us tomorrow from 6 p.m. Central European summertime. It's still summertime somehow here in Europe. But join us tomorrow for Group C. It's going to be fantastic. And don't forget, in 5 minutes' time, we'll have the first of the series in WCS Extra with this rowdy lot behind me. MC will be joining us, Grubby will be joining us, Apollo and Kalaris will be here, and I'm pretty sure we'll squeak in some more rock, paper, scissors World Championship stuff as well. So don't miss that, whatever you do. Also tonight, in less than 2 hours' time, WCS America continues as well. So plenty more StarCraft 2 action to come. But for now, from WCS Europe, it's good night.